Sunday, February 3rd, 2013. I am here with my mom, otherwise known as Roberta Gorham, nicknamed Chicky. In a couple of weeks, she will be turning, 86 years old, Ma?
No, 85.
Oh, 85, okay.
Oh, wow.
See, I'm getting senile at my old age. I'm 44, but she's younger in spirit than I am.
Not real.
So we're at Sunday. You just got back from Mass with Joan Cunningham, and I know religion has played a very important part of your life, Ma, and could you explain what role that has played in your life, religion?
Should I speak?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, what role has religion played in your life? I think that's an important question.
Played a very, very important part of my life. It's been really 3/4 of my life. When I was a young girl and I was only 14, I worked in Hazen Pickford's after school. And as I walked down the street, I always knew there was another person with me, and that was Jesus. And all through my life, he's always been a third party in my life. My husband, Jesus, and me, and we got through everything.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Is it?
Yeah. What was your childhood like? I know it was a very crazy childhood for you.
My childhood, I learned one thing when I was only about 5 or 6 years old, that life was not going to be easy because I had a long walk to school, and life was not that easy. Let's put it that way.
Never is. Never is.
I wouldn't want to go into detail about it, but
Right.
if you were born in 1928 and you went to school in 1935, the Depression and growing up, it had a lot of good things, though, I must say. I climbed trees when I was little. I lived up in the woods off of Poplar Street in Hyde Park, and I had a little boyfriend, Bobby Crossan, and we used to climb the trees together. My father used to say I was very more boyish than girl. I used to love to dig in the ground for worms and feed the birds, and that's the way it was in those days.
And it wasn't easy for you. Your parents died at a very young age, and it was just you and your sisters basically to fend for yourselves, so that wasn't easy.
No, that was not easy.
No. What was your I don't want to ask you your first job. What was that like?
My first job was when I was 12 years old, and my mother had just died, and I moved from Hyde Park to Dorchester, and that summer my mother died in the January before, and I went to move in June of 1940 to Dorchester. My job was in the summer taking care of 5 boys. The oldest was as old as me. He was 12. And I lived at Uplands Corner. He lived at Fields Corner. And that whole summer, I went every morning at 7 o'clock. I walked over from Meeting House Hill to Fields Corner, and I minded the 5 boys, ages 12 to 5. The mother was not there. I don't know whatever happened to her, but the father worked at the shipyard in Hingham. When I go to see my sister, who is now in a nursing home, I think of that he went every morning from Dorchester to Hingham. And he left me with the 5, and we played cards during the day and everything, and I got $5 a week.
Wow, it's a lot of money.
Make that as brief as I could.
Very interesting. Describe your life changed when you met Dad. What was that like? Your first meeting with Dad. Describe that day.
I think that was the happiest day of my whole life. He was handsome. It was just the other day that one of my nephews had said that anytime I ever saw Uncle John, he was John F. Kennedy. He looked like Kennedy. He was handsome. I asked my grandmother if I could have a party. I just turned 16, and that some of the girls that I had worked with at Hayes and Bickford's, I was still there at 16, going from high school over to Huntington Avenue every day after school from 4 to 8. And I met him. He walked in with a couple of guys, and he was just handsome, and he was just wonderful.
Very good. I was going to ask you what the best moment of your life was, but maybe that was it.
I think the best moments of my life were the 5 years that we went together. He went to Latin school, and he went to Boston Tech, and he worked all night at South Station, taking off mail up the trains. Went to school the next day, but he had off one day. It was on a Thursday, and we would go in town and walk the Boston Common after school and go to supper. It was really a wonderful relationship. We went together 5 years.
That it? Is there anything else? You'd like to add? Anything you'd like to say about your life?
Well, I've had a wonderful life, and I've met wonderful people, and I've had wonderful relatives, and I had a wonderful family. One of the greatest role models in my life was meeting my husband's mother when I was 16. I walked in, and I really never knew what it was to have anyone put her arms around me or encourage me on to anything, but she was just wonderful. And from that day on till many, many years later, she's always been a great role model.
Very good. Well, I think that about wraps it up. Thank you for your time today, Ma. And every day, you truly have been an inspiration to everyone in our family and your friends and everyone you have met in your life. And now, thanks to this video, to people who haven't even been born yet. How does that make you feel?
Well, I hope that that this video, if you ever get down and you think that life has treated you unfairly, or you've met friends that have hurt your feelings and everything, for everything that is negative, there's always two positive things right beside it. Don't ever let yourself get down, because everybody loves you, and your family is the most important part of your life.
Very good. And final question, in Barbara Walters style, if you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be? I was kidding. Go ahead. You want to answer that?
I think I'd be a sunflower.
Okay, very good. All right. Thanks, Ma.
You're welcome.
Very good.
Thanks.
Okay.